It's a few days till game day, and I really hope I don't have a crooked catcher. Which reminds me of today's beer. Welcome back to Klaudless in Indy. I'm Klaudless, and I'm in Indy, and fortunately for you, it is another beer review. Roll the intro. Alrighty, welcome back, you guys. So the Crooked Catcher, brewed by Round Barn Brewery in Baroda, Michigan. According to the can, I'll give the can a turn. So normally I just haven't been reviewing, and I was not planning on reviewing any beers outside of the state of Indiana in the near future. But I had went over to a friend's house and I had seen this beer, this Crooked Catcher American Golden Ale, and I'm like, oh, that kind of matches my Circle City jersey, But of course, this beer was brewed specifically for the South Bend Cubs at the Four Winds Field, I believe. Yeah, Four Winds Field in South Bend. I haven't been myself, even though I've been to South Bend a few times. Maybe one day I'll have to go and see a game there. But the ABV for this beer is 4%. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything regarding the IBUs, and I couldn't really find anything about this beer in general, besides one video with the brewers being interviewed by a news station about their release of the beer, but they're not really talking about it. But as far as the brewery goes, made by Round Barn Winery, Distillery, and Brewery, Crooked Catcher is an American Golden Ale baseball beer brewed for the South Bend Cubs, the single A affiliate of the Chicago Cubs, for consumption at Four Winds Field in South Bend, Indiana. Now I think the Indians at Victory Field, and right here in Indianapolis, they have a beer themselves, I believe brewed by Sun King, called the Outfield Assist. Unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to review that beer, but if I come across that beer again, I will review it right here on this channel. With that being said, I had to actually Google what an American Golden Ale was, or just a Golden Ale in general, and there does seem to be a distinction between a Golden Ale and an American Golden Ale, which I'm really happy that they actually noted that on the can, as you can see there. And the reason why is because apparently British style Golden Ales are a completely different style, or at least a flavor profile, than the American Golden Ale, and it seems that golden and blonde ale seems to be used synonymously, and that, at least as far as what I can find online, the only difference between the two is simply the color. Or in the roasting of the malts, of course. So you're gonna get a slightly different flavor than you would from a blonde, but there doesn't seem to be that much of a difference. Though I did look up hopculture.com, where they explain the difference between a golden ale and a blonde ale, and as well as makebeereasy.com. I'll post links in the description about that. But enough about the nerdy stuff. Let's get into the beer. Oh wow, it smells toasty. I want to say that smell almost brings me back to when I toured the Hard Truth distillery down in Nashville, Indiana, and yeah, you know, when you're walking by the vats, you know, the tanks, and they're fermenting the open vats, like that's what this smell reminds me of. It smells exactly like that. And look at this color here. I mean, you can see maybe it's because of the lighting, but this looks very similar to a blonde. I mean, sure, it may not be necessarily straw, but I would describe it as being from straw to gold, maybe like a light gold. So definitely, you know, a golden ale. What a great smell. Like I said, very, very toasty. I want to say it smells slightly sweet. Sweet toast. Yeah, also not very transparent. I cannot see my finger through the glass. I mean, maybe the light, you know? But I cannot see my, I cannot see a clear profile or a clear silhouette of my hand. Nor can I see the Wine In logo on the other side, as you can see there. Lots of CO2 bubbles there. It looks very refreshing. Looking at it from above, though, it is pretty darn transparent. Surprisingly. I wonder if that just means that my glass isn't clean. I mean, the glass is condensating at the moment, so that may be why I can't see through it. But when I look through the top of the glass, I can clearly see right through it as if it was a swimming pool. A yellow swimming pool. Oh, I'm sorry, a golden swimming pool. So let's get into the tasting. But before I do that real quick, the smell is very, very strong. Very, what a great smell. A lot of carbonation in the mouth. And I want to say it tastes exactly as it smells, which is exactly what I love in my beers. If you remember my surf lessons video, if you haven't watched that by Sinking, check that video out. I think there was another beer I spoke about the exact same thing. I think it might have been directly after the surf lessons video, where that beer smelled absolutely delicious, but you know, it left you wanting more once it hit the palate. It did not taste how it smelled. But this beer right here, tastes exactly how it smells. Now this beer is pretty chill. I mean, I want to say mainly because it took me a minute to even record this video, so it had kind of been bouncing between outside and the fridge and the freezer. Tried making this video outside, but there were a ton of kids. Excuse me. Using a lot of foul language, okay? And obviously that's not YouTube friendly, you know, but yeah, this is, Yes, it's very crisp, very crisp. And as I said, tastes very toasty. I wouldn't say it's bitter at all, you know, it's just maybe just grainy, but it's like a light grainy. As I said, the best description I can give is just toast. You know, maybe slightly sweet toast, maybe like white bread toast. Although, as it warms up, now I'm starting to get the grain. But just in general, this beer is performing very well. I mean, it didn't have the best head retention, at least in this glass. As I said, I'm not sure if that's because my glass wasn't the cleanest. I did try my best to make sure my glass is clean. But, yes, but very smooth. Crisp, but very smooth. Very light finish. Yeah. I'm not even sure. Let me see if I can see under this can here. Mainly because I'm not sure if this beer has an expiration date. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like the normal expiration date, so I don't know if maybe this beer is performing at its best. But the way it's performing right now is absolutely great. Yeah, I mean, it looks, as you can see, I just poured that and the head didn't even bother. But quite frankly, this beer is absolutely delicious and I honestly don't care. I would be pounding a bunch of these at the park, which on a scale from, from a pint to the keg, you already know I'm buying the keg. I mean, why wouldn't I? Boom. Yeah, that's still very delicious. So, with that being said, this is me covering the Cricket Catcher brewed for the South Bend Cubs by Round Barn Brewery in Baroda, Michigan. At least that's what the can says. Not sure if that's actually where they currently are, but that's what the can says. I would 100% recommend this beer. I would definitely order a keg of that. And that being said, Prost, Salut, Slancha, Nazdrovia, Prost, peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.